Focus on fern figures. All right. Welcome, everyone, to our second episode of Roadshows and Stuff. I'm your host, Doug McLean, here with my partner in crime, Frank Mancina. Frank, how are you today?
Excellent, Doug. How are you?
Good. I appreciate your asking. Second episode, we got an overwhelming response and reaction to our first inaugural podcast.
That's right.
Where we talked about who we are, who MRA is, what we do, yada, yada. And a lot of people have been asking for this episode.
That's right. They're waiting for it.
Talking about COVID.
That's right. How COVID has changed the mobile experiential marketing landscape.
Yeah, for sure. So where do we start? So
I think we just want to talk about the whole industry in itself, right? So obviously about a year ago, the entire live events industry, really the entire world was
came to a screeching halt, right?
That's right. So, and for us on the MRA side and the live events industry, that's a huge hit, right? Because we go to trade shows, we go to festivals, we go to fairs, we're out and about, and we're staying at hotels, and we're meeting thousands of events a year, right? And that came to a halt.
Yeah, for sure. Which then kind of led to a focus and a reliance on like digital marketing, right?
That's right. Everyone had to adapt, right? So you saw, first, I think the first little bit was a little challenging for everyone. Everyone didn't know what was going on. And then people started adapting more.
Yeah.
You had your virtual conferences started to take place.
Yeah. You got rid of the human element in a sense, which unfortunately is what marketing's all about, right? You want to touch people, you can do it digitally, you can do it through print, you can do it through, various televised ad campaigns. But, it's been shown time and time again, nothing beats or nothing's effective is in-person, live interactive experiences, which is what we do. And it's kind of funny because, the whole world was kind of at a standstill when it was going on. And I thought that, MRA as a mobile marketing company would kind of prosper as a result. But there was so much fear and so much trepidation that people weren't even willing to do that, when in theory, we offer isolated climate-controlled experiences where you can control head counts, you can control the number of guests, you can control the locations of where your exhibit goes. But that really wasn't the case. But we're starting to see a little more light at the end of the tunnel now.
No, I agree. It was definitely scary. I think for a lot of people in the events industry, in the hospitality industry, in the tourism industry, a lot of these industries that bank on just people being, being at their facility, right?
Or being places or building exhibits for trade shows. I mean, if your company exclusively did that, I mean, God, you're absolutely crushed because, like you said, everything came to a screeching halt.
And I think a lot has to do with the virus being able to be transmitted through asymptomatic people, right? So I think that was another level that, to your point, people were a little tentative in doing a mobile experiential marketing campaign, right? Because although we do offer a climate controlled environment with, the filtration systems and PPE and all, the whole 9 yards, people were still, I think, a little weary.
They were nervous. They didn't want to fully commit. And the irony is there's no secret sauce. It's like wash your hands, keep distance, wear a mask. But yeah, you're right. The fear factor was so prevalent. In every form of media, you all of a sudden, a family member or a friend who got it, and everybody's living in fear. People are having to quarantine, traveling is limited. Some industries were able to subsist, basically, like the airlines, travel industry basically shut down. And everything. But well, I mean, how do we offer a solution? Like, how do we counteract that? And moving forward, like, what are we seeing as an industry trend right now?
Well, I think, obviously being a year into it and the vaccine push, I think that's given a
Sure.
lot of optimism
Oh,
for the
absolutely.
live event industry. I don't know how it's necessarily going to play out in terms of public large events. Um,
Yeah.
do you need to have a vaccine to get into those events? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And we're not here to talk about that or debate that either. So,
Sure.
uh,
Sure.
but I think it's important to note that the optimism that's being generated from it is very, it's very great to see.
It's encouraging. Yeah,
It's
sure.
exactly, it's encouraging. It's
Yeah.
sorry, couldn't
Yeah, no,
couldn't get
no,
that one
we
off.
see it. And, and we know a lot of our clients now are starting to, formalize plans with dates and locations and so on, finally, even though those have been kind of put on hold or idle for a while. And it's the advantages I think that mobile does provide, like we kind of touched on a little bit before, that you can filter air. And it's always been this way. You have a controlled, contained environment, or even if it's an open space, like a stage trailer,
Mhm.
um, you're still in and amongst like fresh air, right?
Yeah.
In the environment in general. Um,
But
and
to your point, sorry to cut you off, but to your point,
no, I'm used to it.
the filtration systems that we have now, we've added some, you know, a device to help filter that air,
Yeah,
to
sure.
create, a cleaner environment, right? So
Yeah,
it filters the air every 15 minutes within there, right? So you're
yeah.
killing all the viruses, all the molds, the
You can increase cleaning schedules,
it's
just
true.
like in general, surfaces, touch points, interactives, exhibits. And then most importantly, control the number of people for our
It's
B2B
true.
programs, at least, right? For now. When we get to those programs that complement public events,
Hello.
let me just get rid of this quickly. Um,
A little
deal
awkward.
with this. Let's deal with this. And we're going to just put that on. Oh, if you hit the hold button, they go away.
Or you can just hit the silent button.
Oh,
Also
is there
goes away.
one of those? Oh, I didn't know I had one.
Whoops.
Hey, that'll be
Anyway.
podcast number 3. Uh, but yeah, I think as a B2B solution, it's brilliant.
Mhm.
Control the number of guests. You control your schedules, your location, the dates. Um, yeah, and
And
it's something that's an alternative because there really isn't another option right now. Conventions, conferences, trade shows, exhibitor events, they're pretty much dead in the water. And I don't know if you've had the chance to, experience one of these virtual trade shows or what have you. They leave quite a bit to be desired,
mhm.
you know.
But but I think you're starting to see more trade shows coming back, though, which is a good sign, right?
Yeah,
For
in
the
various
industry,
forms.
in various forms, right? Whether that's a hybrid type of event, where it's virtual with some sort of, some sort of interactive sort of in
Component
person.
like thrown
Yes,
in. Yeah,
exactly. Or, you're seeing stuff in Asia. People are going back to trade shows, which is
I've heard of it.
encouraging. Yep,
Yes,
it's a little small
the
continent
the
on the
region.
east
Yeah,
side,
south of
but
Toronto.
but but you're seeing that, but that's more, and I think that's coming this fall, early next year,
Sure.
especially as the vaccine administrate, you're more people to get the vaccine, obviously, helps with creating a type of herd immunity.
Yeah, if I had to
Uh,
put money on it, like I think full blown normalcy would probably be like summer 2022,
yeah,
and everything people are doing now is just kind of a slowly feeling their way, through through various campaigns and events to kind of see how they work. How can you
hmm
limit interactions with people? How can you keep crowds down? How can you keep people from like, basically crowding while still getting across effectively messaging and branding for your
exactly.
products or your.
But I think, I and with MRA, I really think that our B2B side of the business really flourished during, this past
It did.
year, right?
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you can't necessarily sell everything from just a laptop and doing a presentation
Yeah.
online, right? You
Yeah.
some
Sure.
some products you need to touch and feel and have that interaction with it, especially when you're dealing with, pretty large budgeted
Yeah, and
products,
you can't bank on things going back to normal in 2021 either. So I think they realize that they have to take drastic measures or either like consider an alternative to what they've been doing traditionally. For marketing, for sales in B2B especially. And I think that's what we're seeing now is they know that normalcy is never going to come back in its true form until at least next year. So they can't sit idly by and just let another calendar year pass and let revenue plummet. So,
and I think to your normalcy mention of the 2022, I think we're really going to see our B2C sector, so our business to consumer sector, really starting to take off. I think
sure.
I think there's going to be a little bit. Everyone's still going to be a little tentative this year.
Yeah.
To your points earlier, but I think come 2022, we're going to start seeing more festivals and fairs.
And that's a good comment too, because when festivals and fairs and so on come back, they're going to come back with a vengeance.
Oh yeah.
Because people are going to
Party.
They'll have been sheltered for so long. It'll be like, jobby nooner every day of the week. It's a local boat show for our foreign guests. All right, Frank, I think we've been yapping long enough here.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add in regards to COVID marketing response?
No, I think I really think that mobile is definitely an option to consider if you're looking for something if you're trying to get to your clients in a different way. I think mobile is a safe environment that can provide that sort of strategy, that help with your strategy overall, I think. So.
Yeah, it could be an avenue you can definitely pursue. So well, that'll do it for this week. What are we going to talk about next week? Next episode.
So we're going to talk a little bit about where the industry is going in terms of vehicles, right? So so a little bit about the history of the mobile experiential marketing vehicles that we've used in the past and where we feel it's going in the future.
Yeah, where it's trending and so on. Yeah. And my only parting words for our fans, Frank and I do have personal lives. We'd like to live them. We understand everyone wants to take selfies and have autographs, but we just ask to respect our personal time if you can. So with that being said, thank you for joining everyone. This most recent and our second podcast with Roadshows and Stuff. And we'll see you next time. We talk about where the industry's headed. Thank you.
Hey guys.